Good morning, guys. What's going on? So this is going to be an intro video to my 1996 Chevrolet K1500 build that I'm doing. I'm going to really try to stick to doing this YouTube thing and doing the build. And here's the truck as we sit right now. Like I said, it is a 1996 Chevrolet K1500 full-wheel drive, single cab, short bed. As you can see, the truck is in a little bit of rough shape. It's not too bad, just more love marks than anything. And I'm wanting to do a big boy build on this one. Do some serious modifications. Go ahead and lean over here and pop the hood. As you can tell, the truck isn't horrible, but it definitely needs some love. I'm gonna go ahead and switch out the wheels and tires. Last night I went on Facebook and got a cheap set of rollers that will hold air, because that tire leaks out in about a day or so, just so I can be able to push it in and out of the driveway. Currently, the truck has a lot missing in the front end. Obviously no motor, no trans. The AC parts are missing, the battery's missing, whole front end is missing. I'm not exactly sure what's missing from this department. I want to say some type of evap system, but I'm not 100% sure. Still learning on the truck. But it's gonna be fun. My plans are to put a 6.2 with a ZF 8HP 70 in this truck. I did find a full-wheel drive one out of a SRT8 Jeep Cherokee Trackhawk. I'm not sure if it was a Trackhawk or not. Went up to Georgia and got it a couple weeks ago, and I've got it in the garage. But my plans for today is to get the truck in the driveway to get me a little bit more motivated on building it. Now that I got a couple parts to put in it, got motor mounts on the way. Got to build a custom trans mount, and then start getting everything together. The big one's going to be wiring. I've never wired a truck. I got a buddy that's going to help me put a standalone haul tech in it, and then for the transmission side, I'm going to do a turbo Lambic. But that's all new stuff to me, but it should be a really cool build. So these are the stock wheels that I got. They're a 265 6518, a little bit big for a street truck vibe, but the truck should hold it fine. It's a full-wheel drive truck, so that'll be fun. This is the 6.2 that I got for it. I think it's a L92. Still learning on the 6.2 stuff. And then this is the 8HP 70 that's going in the truck. And if you know anything about 8HPs, they are a very controversial transmission right now. A lot of people don't want to get away from the 4L80s, 4L60s and such. But this transmission comes in like the Scat Packs, I believe the Hellcats. Like I said, I got this out of an SRT8 Jeep, but the transmission in stock form, from what I've heard, will hold 700 foot-pounds of torque with no modifications at all. And then one of the big reasons why I went with the Dodge transmission, unlike the BMW transmission, is because the Dodge transmissions come out, the front drive shaft comes out on the passenger side, which is factory to a 4L80, 4L60, unlike the BMW X-Drive and the Jaguars, I believe. I don't know what model Jaguars, but I know the Jaguar 8HP transmissions come out on the passenger side, so that wouldn't work with the factory front diff in the truck right now. My initial plans were to put these wheels and tires on the truck before I moved it into the driveway, but with the clearance on the side of the house, I think I'm gonna just back the truck up, air up the tires, and then go from there and just swap the wheels out when we get it in the driveway. let's go ahead and hook up the airline, get all that situated, and get the tires pumped up. Well, that fitting doesn't work. Kind of glad I know that now. Go get a different air hose. All right, got a different air hose. Let's see if this one will fit. And it does not. What the? Let me take a second and mess with this for it. So I went and got a little bit of WD-40. I think what it is since this is sitting outside, it just doesn't want to come on. Yeah, see, there it goes. So, all right, let's go ahead and get these tires all aired up, and we'll be good to go. All right, so now that all the tires are pumped up, I really wasn't sure on what was going on with this air valve, but it was just getting stuck on the back end, and the WD-40 ended up doing the trick. Truck looks a little bit taller now that it's got about 30 pounds in each tire. I didn't go too overboard. Surprisingly enough, that front left tire ended up having about 15-ish pounds in it, so that definitely sped up the process. In the meantime, unfortunately, I am working alone, so I cannot drive two vehicles. So I gotta wait on my buddy to get here, and I'm gonna let him drive the single cab and then just pull it around to the front yard and put it in the driveway. It's pretty exciting. Definitely been wanting to build a single cab for a while. I looked at getting a cat eye for a long time. I like the cat eye body style, but the way that this truck came about is one of my buddies, he was going to build it into a pre-runner, ended up wanting to build a quad cab just to be able to take more people, and so that's how this truck came about. He bought it, was originally going to build it, and then just kind of gave it to me, and I'm very thankful. And so I'm gonna make something really, really cool out of it. At first I didn't care for the front end of the truck. A little bit boxy, doesn't have as much character, some would say, as the cat eyes, but it has definitely been growing on me every time I come outside and and look at it. Funny enough, my original plans with the truck was to do like a 5360 with a 4080, and then the Escalades of the Cat Eye year come with a N144 transfer case, I want to say. And what that transfer case allows you to do is it's the Escalades are always locked in four-wheel drive with the transmission and transfer case, but they use the front diff to unlock and lock the four-wheel drive mechanism. Well, on these trucks, they kind of do the opposite. The four-wheel drive system in the transfer case is the on-off switch, if you will, of the four-wheel drive, and it uses a actuator inside of the differential to lock the axles in. So I was originally going to go with the N1, I think it's N144 transfer case, and then do a cat eye front diff to make it a little bit stronger, and then it would be an all-time four-wheel drive truck, kind of like the Cyclones. And I got that inspiration from, I believe it's Truck U. There was a truck they built growing up I saw called Red Tide, and that was the kind of inspiration of this build. And then I had another buddy with a BMW that has a DCT in it. It's a 135i coupe, and he put me on to the 8 HPs, and I've been head over heels from them since. The fact that you can get a transmission, I got that four-wheel drive one for $1,000, and it's got 43,000 miles on it. It's what the previous owner said. So you're not going to get a 4080 or 4060 that'll hold that kind of power for that kind of money. And then also too, on-demand four-wheel drive. I can turn it on and off. I can do burnouts. I can do whatever I want. And also the 8HP has 8 different driving modes. It's got trans brake from the factory through the turbo Lamic that I'm going to be running. And then just a lot of features. You can do paddle shifters, you can do sequential, you can do a clutch emulator, so you can actually have a manual transmission through an auto. Still trying to wrap my head around that one, on how all that works, but the technology is crazy on what these transmissions can do. Still trying to figure out whether I want to. I definitely want to put a cam and valve train in the 6.2, but I'm not exactly sure on if I want to do rods and pistons just yet, just because I would like to get the truck on the road and be able to use it. You know, I don't want to put so much money into this build that all I have is thousands of dollars in parts just sitting in a garage. You know, I want to be able to use the truck, so I may end up just doing a cam, doing valve train, and then doing pistons and rods later once I get the truck on the road and get to enjoy it. I mean, it'll make somewhere around 500 horsepower on a on just valve train and cam alone, with it being a 6.2. So it should still be really fun, and that'll give me an opportunity to work out all the kinks with the technology and the transmission and all that good stuff. But I'm gonna go ahead and wait around for my buddy to get here. He should be here in an hour or so. But I'll pick y'all guys back up whenever he gets here. Good morning. So unfortunately, as you can see, the truck, on a good note, the truck is in the front yard. Unfortunately, I forgot to film it when my buddy came over here to give me a hand. Really wasn't too bad. And then got the good old boat anchor holding it in place for the time being. I'm gonna go ahead and start swapping out the wheels and tires that we got, because that one's already getting pretty low. And that one over there is getting low, and we'll make the truck look a little bit better. Just give it a little bit of a facelift, get some motivation going. Unfortunately, I don't have a lot that I can do. I'm probably gonna start pulling out some of the wiring and the unnecessary stuff. Like this has to go because it's pretty dry rot. And then I've got the mirrors for it, but I don't know if the hardware is on them. I know I've got one nut here and then 2 down here. So I may just clean up the truck as much as I can. Unfortunately, doing this on a little bit of a budget, I have to take things slow. So I may end up taking some of the stuff off on the motor and sitting it to the side. But I'm gonna do as much as I can. I'll probably end up cleaning the truck, power washing it. I may throw that in another video just to get this one out as a little progress video. But she's in the driveway, so it's time to get started on it. on. Maybe it will. That sucks. All right, so we got all the wheels and tires swapped over. It's definitely looking a lot more street truck. But I think I'm gonna go ahead and wrap the video off here. My goals for next week is to swing by the junkyard, see if we can find any things for cheap. And then my big goal with going to the junkyard is just look at the truck. I know that there's like an AC canister. I think it's the condenser that goes there. And just look at a stock truck, see how they laid it all out and everything. Because funny enough, I actually haven't seen one of these trucks in the engine bay bone stock. I've only ever seen this one. But we're gonna go ahead and wrap it off there and call it a day. I definitely appreciate you guys hanging out with me on this first video, and I hope that I can entertain you a little bit, maybe educate you a little bit, and just follow along with the build. Like I said, got a 6.2 and then the ZF 8 HP. Gonna go in this Old 96 K1500. It's definitely looking a lot better with the non-off-road tires. But all right, guys, appreciate you watching. See you.